everyone, welcome to What is the market for loanable funds? Let's get started. First, you need to know about how do saving and investment work together. Okay, now we have saving and investment, right? If the household they get an income, they use a part for tax to pay the tax, and the other part they use to pay for their consumption of goods and service. New parts of income. So basically what happened is that they are the ones who provide the money, they provide the funds, and then when we're talking about investment, like for KFC or another company, when they want to open a factory or they want to expand their production, so they need to get some money or they want money. So here the financial system help to get together. The server with the investor. So here the house will provide their saving to the financial system, and then financial system they provide the fund to the investor so that they can in new capital. So we can see here the in terms saving they supply the funds, and then in terms of investment they demand the funds. So you see here, server supply and investor demand. So we are going to call this the market for loanable funds. And before we study supply and demand in market for loanable funds, we need to assume. So now we only have one financial system. The second assumption is that the server deposits the fund in this market, and then the three or borrower get loans from this market. So now we're going to talking about supplies of loanable funds. Supplies of loanable fund is come from saving. So remember, we have national saving. National saving is private saving plus public saving. Let's see this case. In this case, we have server support loanable fund. They deposit their saving to financial system, and then financial system they get their money they need to pay back. And what is this? They pay back. They pay back the interest. So let's see example. Let's say if interest rate is 3% and we deposit $1,000. In this case, you're gonna get next year 3% return for deposit. So we are gonna get an interest then of $30. Now, if interest increase from 3 to 4, we make same deposits. The return will be $40. So in this case, if nothing change, the server get more money with interest rate increase, so they want to save more. So that means if interest rate increase, quantity supplies of loanable fund will increase too. And now let's see the graph for supply curve. Okay, so things of interest rate as a price. Okay, now we have interest rate, and here we have loanable funds, and here we have supply curve for loanable funds. When it's 3%, for example, the supply for loanable fund is 60, but as the interest increases, people want to save more. For example, to 6%, so quantity of supply increased from 60 to 80 billion. So you see, quantity of loanable fund increased. Okay, now let's move to the demand. So demand for loanable fund is come from investment. Let's see some case. Okay, we have some company, they need money to build a new factory. So they ask for a loan from their financial system. So financial system give them a loan for them to buy new capital. They receive the loan, but they need to pay back. What happened? They pay back. They pay back the loan plus interest.
Let's take a look at what happened to the loan plan market. Let's see the interest rate in 3% and the rolling 1,000. After a year they will pay back 1,000. Not only that, they also have to pay and not $30 in interest. What happened when interest increases to 4%? The loan will the save, but the interest will return $30. You will see the interest rate they have to pay more. Therefore, if the innocent more will have to be paid at the interest rate creates. If interest rate increase, where demand for borrowing will increase. Look at the slope of the demand curve. The interest rate was 7%. The loan amount will be 15 billion. If interest rate stops at a resort borrowing class or reduced, many people will like to borrow. So, if interest rates come to 4%, surely a lot the people will want the borrow will interest rate stop. The interest rate that in this create a personal a loan or interest rate and an inverter. We see the supply curve. The one who is saving in this case the two working together. So the equilibrium is like curve the midpoint. This cut interest rate to be adjusted so bad supply and demand and the same. The borrow fund that equal to make equilibrium at treatment and equilibrium saving.
This case what happened is that Thai government and any general government can have different types of policy savings incentive and investment incentive. So we are going to study both policy. Policy 1 saving incentive. Royal Thai government want to make people some save more and consume less. Incentive for saving. Okay. Remember, national saving is equal to public saving plus private saving. And we say here that saving is affected by the tax. So let's say that we have a policy. What happened is that they encourage people to consume less. If she fails and nothing else changes, then national saving will increase it. And what happens if national saving increases? Well, supply to enable fund increases. So we have a shift in the supply curve in this case. Now let's see how that happens. Will we have a supply demand? So before the policy incentive, what we have is the market for renewable fund. We have the supply curve and we have the demand curve, and that equilibrium interest rate is 5% and equilibrium annual fund is $60 million. So let's say that a tax incentive. What making equity was happen here? Remember, we have a tax incentive making consumption fail to the national saving increases and then the supply for another fund increases. It will make the supply curve shift to the right from supply 1 to supply 2, which will then change the equilibrium for each point to now towards and the interest rate will. And the saving in this case, interest rate fell and then the shift in the supply curve will make the quality of another fund increase. So a reform to tax road in Congress to greater saving and the result is a lower interest rate, making greater investment. Policy to investment incentive. Loyal Thai government. So what happened is that firms want to invest more. So what happened when a tax credit? They reduce the tax firm that invest in new capital for another fund. When we have this type of policy happen is that an investment tax will increase the demand for another fund. When the demand for another fund increases, what happens is that the demand curve shifts to the right from demand 1 to demand 2, and what happens at the interest rate equilibrium interest increases and making the demand or the equilibrium quantity for another fund increases. So a reform of the tax law and to greater investment. The result would be higher interest rate making greater saving.
What happened during basket deficit and surplus? Remember, we have the national saving is equal to private saving plus public saving. Now basket deficit will make this negative. Any basket surplus will make this positive. Why? When we have a bucket deficit, G more than T. So this is negative, public saving is negative, okay? When we have a surplus more than G, okay? So if we have bucket deficit then T less than G, so public saving is negative. If G more than T, then this is negative, making this national saving go fall. What happens if national saving fall? Supply of affordable fund will shift to the left, or supply loanable fund will fall. If we have the bucket surplus, then what happens? The tax that we get is more than the government spending, so public saving is positive, increase national saving. And what happened is that the supply of municipal fund will increase. So what happened? When we have the bucket deficit, the supply curve will shift to the left from S1 to S2. So a bucket deficit reduce national saving and the supply loadable fund. What happened? Interest rate equilibrium will increase and decrease the equilibrium quantity of loadable fund and investment. Okay, if the interest rate increase, making the demand of loadable fund less and investment fall. So what happens if bucket deficit reduce investment? If the government borrow to finance its deficit, leaving less fund available for investment, this is we call the crowding out.